Okay, students, remaining part of reading unit number 1, class 5. Unit number 1, unit name is The World in a Wall. Page number 2, last line. At last, Larry is a brother of writer. At last, Larry, having finished, fetched the cigarette from the drawing room and lying back in his chair to put one in his mouth and picked up the matchbox he had brought. Oblivious that the end of my happy days was unaware was come. I watched my eldest brother interestingly as still talking loudly. He opened the matchbox. Now I insist to this day that the female scorpion meant no harm. She was nervous and a little annoyed at being shut up in a matchbox for so long, and so she seized the first opportunity to escape. Escape? Run away, get away. She pulled herself out of the box with great rapidity, her babies clinging on desperately. Clinging? Desperately. Clinging on mean fitting closely and sculpted on the back of Larry's hand. Sculpted on the Larry's hand. They're not quite certain what to do next. She paused, her sting curved up at the ready. Larry, feeling the movement of her claws, glanced down to see what it was, and from that moment things got increasingly confused. He uttered a roar of fright. Fright means fear. That brought Roger out from beneath the table, barking wildly. With a flick of his hand, he sent the unfortunate scorpion flying down the table, and she landed midway between Marco and Leslie, scattering babies like confetti as she thumped on the cloth. Next paragraph, and with that there was a rapid change from peace to chaos throughout, erased, thoroughly erased at this treatment. The creature bent towards Leslie, her sting quivering with emotion. Leslie leapt to his feet, overturning his chair, and flicked out desperately with his napkin, sending the Scorpio rolling across the cloth towards Margot, who promptly let out of a scream that any railway engine would have been proud to produce. Proud to produce. Eric, look out, they're coming, screamed Margot. Loud cry, loud yelling. All we need is a book, roared Leslie. Don't panic. Hit them with a book. Mother, completely bewildered by the sudden and rapid change from peace to chaos. Okay? Everything was in a peace. So mother was completely got puzzled about the situation. Put on her glasses, peered down the table to see what was causing the pandemonium, and at that moment, turn on page number 5. Margot, in a vain attempt to stop the scorpion advance, hurled the glass of water at it. The shower of the water missed the animal completely, but successfully drenched completely. Mother, who not being able to stand cloud water, promptly lost her breath and sat gasping at the end of the table, unable to protest even. Get a knife, hit them with a book, shouted Larry. That boy will kill the lot of us. Bah, look at the table, knee deep in scorpions, kill them. Oh no, don't hurt them, I'll catch them. I pleaded until eventually baked up by Mother. Leslie's suggestion that the whole lot be killed was quashed. By the time a certain amount of order had been restored, all the baby scorpions had hidden themselves under various plates and bits of cutleries. The result of this incident were numerous, while the family, still feeling angry and frightened mean fearful, moved to the sitting room. I spent half an hour rounding up the babies, picking them up in the teaspoon and returning them to their mother's back. Then I carried them outside on a saucer and reluctantly released them on the garden wall. Reluctantly, unwillingly. He was not willing to release them. Writer wasn't willing to release that all creature. Roger and I went and spent the afternoon on the hillsides, for I felt it would be wise to allow the family to have a break before seeing them again. Next paragraph. Larry developed a phobia about matchboxes. Phobia is extreme fear. But from my point of view, the worst repercussion of whole affair was that mother decided to try to stop me from exploring the animal world. You are running wild again. It is high time you received a little more education, she said. I'm getting you a tutor. That's it. We have ended our unit number 1. Student, what you know, what you understand after reading this story? I will ask you some questions. So, did you understand it well? I have to ask you the first question. Where does Gerard hunt for animals and why it is a good place to find them? Hmm? Okay. Gerard hunts for animal in an ancient crumbling wall that surrounds his garden. It is a good place to find animals because many different creatures live in the cracks of wall and under the bulges of the old plaster. Okay? Make 2 lists of animals under the following headings. Animals that Jaren finds during the day and animals that Jaren finds at night. Okay, tell me, students. Make 2 lists. Okay, first of all, animal that Jaren finds in the day. Mention the names. Hunting webs, caterpillars, spiders, flies, dragonflies, wall lizard. All are the writer found in the day. And what he found at night? At night, toads, geckos, crane flies, and moth he found. Okay. Okay, next question now. Why does Jaren forget about the scorpions after he has put them in the matchbox? Jaren forgets about the scorpions because he gets busy with feeding his dog's lunch. Okay, next question. What happens to Jaren's mother during the chaos at the end of the lunch? Jaren's mother is soaked by water after Margot tries to throw it at the scorpions, and Mrs. Jaren's mother is so shocked that she is left gasping and unable to speak. Okay, these are some questions which I have asked you so that I can know you have learned and you have understand the story well or not. We will do our comprehension in our next video in detail. But first of all, you have to read this chapter, reread this chapter carefully and focus about the pronunciation of the difficult words. Do silent reading for better understandings. Okay, that's it for today, students. Take care. Bye-bye.